Hello everyone. Sorry, little problem with the stream key there. Apologies to anyone who was waiting for me. Uh, yeah, I'll recover myself as quickly as I can here and bring to you. My name is Shane Ruman. I'm bringing to you another exciting Season 13 Cup match. This time the top four. Scorpion Mirror. Not a lover of Scorpion myself, but I guess you can look on the bright side and say a Scorpion will lose today. But the great thing about the Scorpion Mirror is that it is very skill intensive, I think. Um, One of the more skill intensive mirrors in the game would be my opinion. But not being a Scorpion player myself, I'm hopefully going to rely on a lot of audience participation here to help out with some of the finer points. So we'll get right into it. We see ZeloisBack goes right for the Social Illusionist with no fate, and we see a bigger board buy from Acecase. He's playing. He's got the Loyal Challenger out, which is the new children's card, which can blanket text box on a duel, gains or loses honor, depending if it wins or loses challenges. Alibi Artist, not so great now, but still, dash for two. We call it in Crabland, we call it the much better Yusuke. And the Manipulator, which bumps his bid up to 6 immediately. So he's able to use this box and get value out right away. Wasting no time, Sociologist plows into Pilgrimage. Yes, that's Pilgrimage. I took a quick look at the decks before, but I will do some deck list overviews kind of in the sort of after a few rounds and in between the blanks and the action, because we're fast and furious at it here. Yeah, so nothing much comes of that. Social Illusionist wins the ring, but doesn't get to claim the effect. And now it's time for Acecase's backswing. And Pilgrimage, yeah, that's one of the differences between these decks. There's running Pilgrimage and not Shameful, as well as running Entrenched, I believe is the Earth Province, as opposed to Upholding. Maybe he got Shinjo ambushed one too many times. Okay, Loyal Challenger's heading in on a political 3 attack against Manicured Garden. Money, money, money. For ZeloisBack, Secret Fate, and then Manicured Fate. So he's up to 8. 8 Fate. Very impressive going into the next turn. Now he loses for unopposed, so he can use his box to equalize things back. The fire rank's used to honor the manipulator, giving him a stronger military attack if he wishes to take it. Both decks are running Bonsai. I can't remember which is which. 1-3 and 1-2. Do we see a conflict character for the second conflict? He's got the cash for it for sure, and I believe he has 9 in his deck. Although it's a little easy to mix up the two Scorpions, the two left hands here of the Emperor. Oh, mind moving the conflicts? Yes, thank you. No, you're right. Definitely should do that. Skip that over there. We don't need that. Let's see. You can also probably in the early part of the game get away with a little bit of a zoom here. Okay, so the Manipulator the conflict was passed. Manipulator is headed in for an attack on Manicured Garden, which won unopposed, but down comes a Goblin Sneak, aka an outlet for Way of the Scorpions in this matchup. Although there are favorite nieces on both sides, so they could just keep him for that. And the Goblin Sneak gets assassinated as they're fighting over the air ring. Certainly useful in the long run. And there was a card played on the Sneak, so increasing the value of the assassinate there. Sorry, I lost track of where the other money was spent. So 2 of the 8 was spent on, because it was Social Illusionist up to 7, up to 8, up to 9. Huh. Sorry, I lost track of where because he passed first, so that's 8, 2, 6, 8, 4. Lost track of a little bit of cash that was spent by Zealous, but I'm sure it's all going to make sense to me in a second. Okay, well, quickly over to the next flop. While they make purchases, I'm just going to flip out and show the deck list really quick. So we have Acecase's decks list first. And you see he's on Midlight Revels and Pilgrimage and Entrenched Position. So Revels will be in the row somewhere. The biggest difference between these decks is Acecase is on Forged Edict, while ZeloisBack is on a Fate Worse than Death. So we're going to settle that debate once and for all right here, if it's correct to go Forged Edict or Fate Worse than Death. A lot riding on this game. He also has the Soshi Io, which is different. And is the one that can gain a trait and +1 depending on what you want, Bushi or Courier. So let's pop back, make sure we're not missing too much here. I can go over the other deck in a second. The deck is a Fate Worse than Death, has some differences between the 2-ofs and the 3-ofs. It's unshameful instead of Pilgrimage and Upholding. So, I don't know, chat-wise, he hard cast a Sneak with... Okay, thank you. Oh, I see, gotcha. Thanks, Box and BitMetal in chat for explaining that to me. In chat-wise, who do you think? I mean, there's Scorpion. Scorpion's favored, but between the different, like the Fate Worse than Death and the province differences, and I know I've had the benefit of looking at the decks list a little closer than you guys. I flashed them up for a couple seconds, but who would you say of those choices is more favored in this, or does it just come down to whoever flops Hidden Moon Dojo first and is able to defend it? What are the factors here? I guess that's what I'm looking for. We see ZeloisBack go for a smaller board once again, and I think, let's see, did he get the Passing Fate for the second turn in a row? Dynasty Phase, no, Acecase did. Okay, so, but he did buy a Noble Forces, which sucks some honor out of the game, letting him use his box, etc., and they trade that. The loyal challenger comes in, facing off against the Noble Forcers on that Manicured Garden. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the Forged is better in the mirror in this case, although we have 3 censures, so so the favor is huge in that respect, being able to get that a Fate Worse than Death off. But there's a Palace that appears on Acecase's side who's running the Forged Edicts and not the censures. So that Palace, I would imagine he's going to opt to keep it sticking around, and if that locks ZeloisBack out of censures, that's a pretty big deal. We see a Mark of Shame come down to dishonor the Ignoble Forcers, who will be around here for quite a while. So that's pretty good use, although it isn't expensive. There's no Noble Sack in this case. There's no I Can Swim even in either deck. So there wasn't going to be a kill off of that. We see a Collector come down in response, which is going to be used to get rid of... second assassination from Acecase. Honor is disappearing quick, and this might be not a drawn-out battle race to the bottom of the honor pool here, as we've seen a Noble Forcer suck away honor. We've seen 2 assassinations suck away honor. But the Loyal Challenger's winning on the Void Ring. Not hugely impactful, but I believe it had a fate, and get those Ignoble Fortress off the board a little quicker, because it is one of the bigger stat boxes we'll probably see for a while in this matchup, I would imagine. Okay, so we see the Loyal Challenger win that, which gets him back a little bit of honor, or it gives him. It's not very helpful. Acecase back, top Scorpion. Scorpion on top. That's not very good wording to be an objective commentator. Okay, Acecase's Scorpion gets back the honor. We see the Alibi Artist head in, and Acecase's Alibi Artist is already live. It's impressive, quote unquote, amount of dishonor. So now it's Acecase's turn to reap the rewards of Seeker of Air, nabbing a fate, and yeah, the fate has evened up. Box is mentioning in the chat that he thinks Acecase had the advantage at this point. He's got a +3 hand size, which I think is a pretty big factor in this game. The Ignoble Forcers aren't as good as they were, but they will stick around, and fate's equal. So it really comes down to sort of that hand advantage, and the fact that, I mean, the Ignoble Forcers being better than Sinister Soshi for a couple rounds is not as good as Ace's advantage of favor and hand size. We see a Calling in Favors get discarded off the Earth Ring. We're firing, the conflicts are coming pretty quick, because I don't think anyone's very serious about breaking anything here, and they've I think they found their chosen farming provinces. Although Midnight Revels, it's in Midnight Revels is probably in Acecase's row, but not in on ZeloisBack. I was thinking Midnight Revels would be really good farming for Acecase because the 5 coster's out on the side that has the Midnight Revels, but that's not the case. Okay, so we head into the third round now. Honor totals are appropriately tanked at 5 for Acecase and 7 for Zelo. Means Acecase's box is on, but he does have that 5 card advantage, Acecase. So that's pretty big. Let's see what the flips are here. So 2 favorite nieces. That goes. Having favored nieces first goes, some ways into equalizing that hand size because of that 15 cards, I'm sure a couple of them are way of the Scorpions. Maybe there's a calling in favors in there. There's things that just are not useful. So this favored niece. Buys her with 0 fate. Interesting. What does the chat think about that? I would have bought her with a little bit more because there's no kill effect that you're really worrying about. There's not even a fate worse than death on Acecase's side. So it's harder-ish for her to be potatoed, even by way of the Scorpion. So it seems like she'd be useful round around the round, but he's got another one, so he could get another one next turn. Acecase is buying pretty consistently with 1. Fate on his characters, he still has all 3 of his 4 G-Jigs and doesn't have to worry about censures, so they can't be assassinated. So maybe even Alibi Artist with maybe more than 1 be worth it. But yeah, he's got a pretty good lineup of weenies on the other side, maintaining a lot of fate going, board going next round, and fate as well. Alibi Artist obviously drawing cards. Bushy Liar will. Illusionist can, get rid of any key tokens, especially if he wants to do multiple 4G dicks, etc. So there's no. Yeah, 1 Fate Liar is unusual to see, but I think he just has so much fate and not much to buy with it that he's willing to hold off. And I mean, heck, 3 political for 1 is not terrible to just take into next turn. Neither players are exactly hurting for cards. I don't know if getting that 20th card this round, who knows, maybe it's the one. Okay, we see Ignoble Forcers go into the Manicure Garden. Yeah, getting rid of that, I don't think either player cares about breaking any provinces, but the Imperial Palace is going to be a real problem for Zelos' game plan. Might even see him favor Nice out censures at this point, but I'm sure he's loath to do that because he has some pretty big events he wants to play. Military Heir. Not an easy answer for Acecase's board. Soshi will help, certainly. Favor will help. So Soshi Illusionist plus her buddy, Sinister Soshi, and Favor could win this, but he opts not to defend. Ignoble Forces are bonsai, so we're going for the break here, which can be tough into a 19-card hand for your defending opponent if he doesn't want you to break it. Still lots of, lots of conflict characters on both sides. I think it was 7 in one deck, 9 in the other. I'll jump over the other deck in a second. So pretty good chance. Again, lots of 4G protection if you try to assassinate this. So, and Bonsai is the only. So we get let's see, is that a favored niece use? Yeah, discarding Wave Scorpion. I guess you could Wave Scorpion the Tattoo Wander for Dishonor later, but Acecase responds with his own Bonsai, which means again Soshi could take this for a win. The Sinister Soshi. This is for the Air Ring. I guess both boxes have been used, so it's of some impact. Tattoo Wander gets a fine katana. So I don't know what the Ignoble Forces are going to do to win this. Okay, let's go. Yeah, one of the few outlets for let go. Both decks are running 3 let goes. One deck has one calling in favors. I think it's Acecases. The other one has 2 calling in favors and 2 Mana Mystics. So lots of attachment hate that's going to go relatively unused in this matchup. So Tattoo Wander is successfully defending. And, yep. Acecase takes that. So Imperial Palace is safe and sound. In comes the Liar, holding back quite a bit of political force for defense. I think just owing to the whole fact that Manicure is not a bad province to keep attacking into, given each other's rows. So no rush to break. Oh, the palace actually. Sorry, I should have noticed there's a founding diplomat sitting right there. So at least for this turn, the palace is not particularly impactful, or getting rid of it is not particularly a priority, because at least you'll have one turn with your sentries turned on next turn, barring any absolute strangeness with that founding diplomat. There's a second let go played, 2 out of 3 on the ornate fan on the lyre, in an attempt to win this fire ring. As the fate and card hand sizes continue to grow, these players, as Manicured goes over and over. I remember back in core days when Manicured was a scary province, you didn't want to have to attack over and over again because of the quote-unquote big advantage you were giving your opponent. I think we're going to probably see 4 or 5 fate gained from Manicure during this game, each side. We see a court games dishonoring the fawning diplomat, and then the fawning diplomat gets bowed by a 4 shame. So now the Acecase's Bujishi Lyre is winning this conflict, which let's see. He honors the Social Illusionist to get a bigger military attack, I would imagine, because it's not helping out with the 4 G-Dicks or double 4 G-Dicks or anything like that. So just a more convenient military. But okay, we see Kachiko come down with only 2 fate. I mean, certainly still a scary character, but not. I think not as much of a stickiness as I think Zelo would prefer to be playing her with. But he feels like he's in a situation that he has to get conflict, at the very least a conflict 1, if not some province broken. And that's what Kachiko does. That's the kind of things she can do. So what is this Kachiko going to do? Earth Ring, of course, always solid. Void Ring be pretty good too. I suppose you could water to stand something up for defense, but I don't think that's what he's really worried about. So let's see what Kachiko is going to do. Let's see, there are, so only 1 court games played, only 1 for shame played. So I think Kachiko's versus 1 court games on the other side. So with a courtier being in the conflict, oh, no courtier is being put into the conflict. Okay, so he doesn't have to release. Oh, wait, hang on, still assigning defenders. Yeah. So I think there's a real possibility of further 4 shames, court games, etc. with 4 G-Dicking on the attempt to. Although that one still wouldn't take the alibi artist out of. Okay, well, just do it super direct. Mark a shame. Which I think I would imagine Kachiko's still going to send this alibi artist packing. She still has enough, right? 2. No, let's go the mark a shame. Interesting, because now he's opened himself up to a 4 shame. You would. Looks like it's not forthcoming. I think you would have liked to send the alibi artist home, bowed, as soon as you could, unless I'm missing something. It was 2 to 2, right? Isn't Kachiko 3-2 versus? Does she have to be more? Am I forgetting? Oh, lower. Oh, sorry. I was applying the Lions Pride Brawler rules to Kachiko of Lions Pride Brawler and Void Fist. I just assumed it was also less than or equal to. Thanks, chat. Yeah, so now he's got it. Oh no, 4 shames used to bow the alibi artist, which makes sense because if he dishonored, he would just be sent home by Kachiko regardless. And teasing out that 4 shame when a catch goes into conflict, and she just couldn't get high enough to use her ability is a pretty big win for Acecase, I think, in that case. I mean, not a literal win because he lost, but sort of a win in the chess match here. We see, I would imagine, Earth Ring, yeah, Military Earth coming back at Manicure Garden. There's still bonsais left in Acecase's hands. Should he want to break this, it'll be undefended. Oh, Sneak comes down using the last of the fate for ZeloisBack. So going into this round, I mean, depends how this exactly goes, this conflict, but yeah, I have to agree with chat. I think Acecase's kind of upper hand is continuing, because even though these are a lot of small characters, Acecase can have a pretty big board and 3 additional fate, versus bigger characters but kind of nerfed characters here. Like we have a Sneak, he's small, but we have Dishonored Kachigo, we have Dishonored Mark of Shane, Big Noble Enforcers, etc. Okay, so the favor goes to Acecase naturally, but of course the Fawning Diplomat's going to snatch it away when she disappears. And it's a lot of Dishonored characters on Zelo's side. We might be getting close to this sort of burst potential that I've seen in this mirror match, where kind of like needle the fate down, kind of nudge it down, and then try to burst with fire rings and air rings for the last couple. Of course, duty's a thing. And now Zelo has the Centrus that he could actually attempt to play his duty, and not have to worry about the 4 Edicts, or not worry as much about the 4 Edicts. Oh, there was a Centra lost on the Earth Ring. That's pretty big. So that's the only cancel that's gone in. There's 3 cancels on either side. So Acecase still potentially has access to 3 cancels, and Zelo potentially has access to 2. Flop-wise, oh, there's the dojo for Acecase. Everything's coming up Acecase. He's got the palace to make sure that favor comes back to him next turn, and a dojo in the middle with characters on either side. So we see the aforementioned Soshiawi, which you don't see. Sorry, draw phase is stuck in there now. Who can become a Bushi, can become a Kirchir, does magic, as you can see from the picture, and she could lose an honor to do that. So further activate the box. I don't know if Acecase is in a big hurry to lose honor just for that ability, but we'll see. Zelos bids 1 to get his honor pump back up. Acecase bids 3. We see some box trading. And now we have a 7 card hand advantage for Acecase. And 6 fate. Plus he has dojo on his side. So, if you're looking at the the advantageometer, I think it's definitely with Acecase. But we'll see how things go. His board is entirely disappearing at the end of this turn. Of course, you could pretty easily buy a lot more, but anything can happen. We see a Sinister Soshi bot for Zelo, and of course a pass. For Acecase, he has the dojo. Things will come out. In comes the Liar. Back to Manicure Garden. Everyone loves the garden. Everyone loves to visit the garden, see the butterflies, pay some fate, or have the other person collect some revenues from somewhere. And it's Water looking to bow these ignoble enforcers, who, I assume might as well block. You lose the Goblin Sneak then. But yeah, the ignoble enforcers will block for 2, making a break card, or 3 with a favor, but not a win, which would be nice. No surprise ready for battle, I don't think, going on here. So yeah, I always find this tough decision with the ring too. It's like with the Water Ring, it's when you have 2 characters in this situation. Do you lose the conflict and lose them both? Especially when you think your opponent's not really going for the break. There's no defense. So yeah, Zelo grabs Manicure Garden Fate. He loses 1 honor for not defending, dragging the honor totals down to 9, getting him closer to turning on his box. And the ignoble forces get bowed. Okay. Let's see. So, I mean, obviously Earth Ring looks pretty good. Void Ring does not look particularly good for um, Zelo, but it only looks good defensively, actually. He might want to think about it just because he can do the Void at Soshi, and he at least keeps the Kachiko around for extra round, because I would imagine that Acecase would be eyeing up the Void Ring for his second attack to try to get that Kachiko off the board. And his second attack is fairly easy for him to win. Less so now with the Tattooed Wanderer and a Soshi on the other side, but I'm sure he can come up with something. So we see a okay. So she's used on the Ketchko to prevent any shenanigans with her ability, and she ends up, Acecase ends up winning that on defense. Okay, let's see what this Tattooed Wanderer can do against potential sneak Soshi, Sinister Soshi defense. Yes, Void Ring makes sense. I mean, not only that, that means Zelo will lose 3 honor off dishonored characters at the end of the round. There's still a Soshi left on either side for activation, I believe. So this is going to be a very low, it's going to be like a 1 win if it's a win at all. Oh, so Zelo, okay, he dishonors the Tattooed Wanderer just to sap away an honor, because there's no for shame potential or anything like that. We see the second bonsai being played, or sorry, the second bonsai that Acecase has played this game to pump the Tattooed Wanderer up to 4. Actually, no, he's minus, yes, 4. Acecase is 1. He's going to avoid the Ketchko. Yep. So we're looking at Zelo heading back to 2 honor. Of course, that'll turn his box on to make Acecase go to turn 2 honor, and the games begin. But even with both players having duty, Acecase has the live cancels this next round, so he's the one that has the option of doing the old, die but don't die. Use the Palace. Oh, hi, Nix. The Palace has been a rare since turn 2, I believe, and the Hidden Moon Dojo just appeared this round. So no, the HMD hasn't been warping the game from the beginning. Acecase had been building up, some incremental advantage over time, and now that's obviously a big incremental advantage. The Hidden Moon Dojo. Okay, yeah, there we go. Here's a mirror. All right, 2 Sinister Soshi staring each other down. Okay, flop-wise, I mean, nothing left, actually. Kept everything. Acecase really liked that Soshiai and the Bushi Liar. Nothing wrong with them. On the other side, we have a Liar, always good character. We have a Shoju, which is a funnel for some of this money, and maybe a beat stick to get through, whatever ring you really need to. Obviously, Acecase passes because he has access to the dojo. And we see a Soshi Luna spot on the other side, so we may see a manipulator, but I don't think we'll see Shoju come out. Yeah, 17, the economic win. Yeah. I have a feeling he might spend a little bit of that this turn. I mean, maybe he really, really wants a Bushi with 3 military strength. He's got to do it. Oh, Acecase. Yep, Acecase. He didn't have access to any. Well, I guess nobody had any ability to cancel anything there. So the duty's played. I'm surprised actually he didn't buy the Liar because without a Forged Edict target, Zelo could have played into his duty. So the Liar might have been a good reason not to just pass, to get the Liar on board so you could forge a duty. But regardless, Acecase is the one who takes the plunge, plays his duty, draws 5 cards, and ends up with another honor somehow. You know, duty and all. So now he's got a 10-card advantage, 8 fate. And okay, down to 2 fate now, but much bigger board thanks to Society. Yeah, I think you're right, Nick. You wanted to try to cut that duty play off if you can. I think Zell was just staring down a fairly tough situation. I mean, HMD HMD on the other side is just a little depressing. Um, okay, but let's see what he can do to turn it around. So we see a liar. He's going to head in. Let me guess, Manicure Garden. I'm calling it now. Calling it attack on Manicure Garden. Yep. Fire. Yeah, it had money. Why not? Although Earth Ring maybe juicier right now. I mean, what's the Fire Ring? I guess you're just looking to deny it as a way to dishonor you or that type of thing. Oh, there's only well, no, there's potentially 2 courtiers, so even dishonoring the liar is not going to stop the Forged Edicts because Sociali can use her ability. So he blocks with the liar. I wonder. I kind of tempting, at least from my mind, to go unopposed here and maybe try to lose an honor another way. Maybe he doesn't have an outlet for that, and then use your box. Well, because Zelo's already used his box, so you could get him down to a 2 honor situation that way. But we'll see. Fan played on the liar. 2 let goes have been used. There is another potential let go. No, it's all 3. Sorry, I missed one somewhere. All 3 let goes have been used. So that fan's safe and it's going to stick around. So I'll have a good old 5 strength liar next turn. Oh, another Kachiko comes down with 1 fate. And not optimally what you want to buy, but you know if you got to get the job done here. We see a Cloud in the Mind being dropped, thanks to Sociali. Shigenjiness. Oh, 2 Shigenjas on the other side. Plenty of clouding. So Manicured is currently not breaking. So Imperial Palace still kicking around after this, it seems. What? Oh, Sinister Soshi used to give the opposing liar. Hidden Moon Dojo pops out to see what do we get here. Get a little challenger. That would be enough if he wants to, use some of that big bankroll. It's a for shame used to bow Kachiko because they dishonored Kachiko with the cloud. It's fairly sad. Of course, it puts her at real risk for a void ring being really cutting into that Kachiko investment. So we use the Sinister Soci's used on the other side to take the defender back into winning. Acecase to winning. So both Soshis on board have been used for on either side. Yep, and Manicured is defended. So let's see, we have 2 military strength, 4 political strength on Zelo's side. On the other side we have, well, it depends on his ability, but 3 military and 6 political, with a military challenge being the one left. So I would think there's a loyal challenger attack. Yeah, political, probably void, maybe earth. Okay, earth first. In that case, I would think Zelo should look to denying that void ring. I mean, she's clouded, but at least she's still a 6 strength political body if she sticks around. Defense with the manipulator. So it looks like Challenger might put an honor back in the system here. I don't know if the players want that or not. There might be curses. How do I lose with this Challenger? I guess gives you a little bit of buffer in Acecase case, especially when you, I mean, it's a long road if you want a conquest victory here, but still gives you some breathing room just in case things happen. Looks like it's going to be military air attack back. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I'm personally very worried about Ketchigo and the Void Ring. Fate Worse Than Death was lost on the, which obviously is often like a feels bad moment, but in this case, with 3 Forge Edicts still on the other side, I don't know if you're really that sad about losing that particular card. Back at Manicure Garden, we've had, let's see, what turn is this? Turn 5. So this is the 8th attack at Manicure Garden in this game. Down comes a Tattooed Wanderer to make the attack. Obviously, Assassination is off the table here. Heading in on that Void. Manicure Garden. Going to see no defense. Wins, removes it from Ketchigo. So Ketchigo disappears. Big glory win on the favor. We head into the turn. Board favors Acecase. Slight fate advantage, but HMD is obviously huge for Hidden Moon Dojos, huge for Acecase to have. Plus, 8-card advantage is pretty decent with all the access to the cancels. Okay, let's see. How are the flips? Like, let's maybe Zelos can get. Nope, he's still not having luck for his dojo, or his his palace. So the buildings, something's wrong with the building code or something over in ZeloisBack, City of the Open Hand. He's not getting the holdings that he'd like to equalize things a little bit. Purchase Alibi Artist, very live for him in terms of some good card filtering. Acecase is able to pass first. And so I was able to use that Alibi Artist in the Dynasty. Just take a look at what's coming. There's still Courtiers available on the other side, so, and a 1,000,000% chance of having Forged in Ace's hand, so Zelo can't use his duty and has continued to bid fairly small. Shoju comes down with 2. Certainly an opposing presence. Going into 14 cards for your opponent is a little tough. We see a 2 bid for Acecase, 1 bid for Zelo, who pumps it up to a 2 bid, just so honors and exchanging hands, not easier, and try to reduce the chance that Acecase can be able to use his box. Favorable grounds on both sides, and a Miyako waiting to come out. Miyako's on both sides as well. Just only one of them can be popped out this turn. Let's see. Conflict characters, yep. Acecase has quite a few remaining. I think he still has 5 in his deck that he can use to trigger that. Oh, Cunning Magistrate gets popped off at random from Miyako. Because Miyako triggers herself off Hidden Moon Dojo, of course, because Hidden Moon Dojo is very fair balanced. So yeah, the Miyako trigger on herself, she does it all, pops off a Cunning Magistrate, which I think, again, far from a Scorpion expert here, but Cunning Magistrate I think is a pretty big deal in this matchup, given how these characters are prone to dishonor themselves and make the Cunning Magistrate job so much easier. Of course, your Way of the Scorpion is kind of dead, so that doesn't help. Zelo's saying what we're all thinking, those one of holdings just not making it easy for him, and they definitely are not. In comes the Fan-Bearing Liar on Manicured. I mean, do you just make him go somewhere else right now? Well, if he goes to Midnight Revels, then Revels is probably out of the box. Like maybe just take the break here. Just send him over, see if we can get him to shameful or upholding or something. Yeah, Ace is agreeing that I think he echoes a lot of competitive players wishes that all these one-ups would just disappear from the game. They're not quote unquote fun. I mean, they're fun when you have them, but overall, fun for the game, much less so. Okay, so that was a win on the Water Ring, which bows the Sociologist, significantly reducing. ZeloisBack is Zelo's active board. There's another Cloud the Mind comes on Boy showed you. Okay, the Manipulator's probably going to head in for a little military poke on Manicured for attack number 11. Oh, no, Pilgrimage. What? Okay. Just to prove me wrong. I guess you don't want the honor loss. I mean, this Manipulator, I don't really see how he's possibly going to get to 6 to get this ring activation. I suppose you just want to stop any kind of shenanigans. I guess you could favorable ground in Shoju, but on a military deck, that's not a big deal. You could always favorable ground in if your Tattoo Wonder if he played enough. I guess the board on Acecase is just so big. I mean, why not? Why not defend? I suppose. We see the way of Scorpion dishonored the Tattoo Wonder strictly for the honor loss. So let's see. We have a military attack coming in from Acecase, or potentially. Earth Ring, yeah. Pumped out hand advantage. I also thought Void somewhat enticing. He just keep pushing that board advantage. Maybe not next turn, but certainly the turn after. We should have showed you defense on military. I suppose he's clouded, but still, he'd rather use that 7 political for something else. I think just the honor totals, I guess, are getting so dangerous. You don't want any unopposed. But Miyako is taking it upstairs, taking it downtown with a bonsai. He's gonna possibly break the province anyway. So Shoju might just. Oh no, Shoju gets. Oh no, Katana. Sorry, my fault. I'm losing track here. Shoju gets the bonsai. Just for 1 kick to go up to 5. Katana's a touch to Miyako. Okay, that makes sense. So Miyako's now winning the conflict. 6 to 5. Red cards. Red cards are getting military pumped. I'm just very poorly keeping track of all this. I mean, he has his box. Can he really not eat 1 unopposed to go to 2 honor? I mean, I agree that it's very scary. I don't have enough practice playing in the Scorpion Mirror to know if 2 honor is the danger spot or 3 or 4 or what. I guess it depends on a lot of things. But, I mean, you want to have your box stay active while their box doesn't, which, is awfully hard to do, obviously. Okay, Miyako gets Mark of Shamed. It's an expensive solution to this, but Miyako is going to stick around for a couple rounds, so dishonoring her is not a bad idea. There's a Forged Edict on the For Shame. Because now, at the end of this round, Acecase is going to lose 2 honor, and he can use his box to take ZeloisBack to 2 honor. So, kind of like it being unopposed in that sense. Obviously, neither player knew that this exact sequence of events was going to happen, but. And so we have, right now, we have Acecase's Miyako is just edging out Shoju for the win here, tied on the Earth Ring, which is a pretty big deal. That's 25% of Zelos' cards could go disappear here. Yep, favorable grounds out. Says, you know what? You want to go find another province to attack? I'm happy. I'm happy for you to do that. Which now leaves Shoju. Well, I mean, Shoju still can't attack Pilgrimage with any sort of luck there. So I would think he might go in for, say, a Void or Fire even. Yeah, an Honored Shoju for next round would certainly have some appeal. Zelo loses his Assassination, which was pretty dead for a while now, so that doesn't harm him that much, although the card gap has now grown to 11. No favorite niece on Acecase's side yet, so I would imagine that he's got some calling in favors and some let goes and some. Oh wow, he's got no let goes played, so he's probably got calling in favors and let goes and ways of the Scorpion. Aggravating size chunk of his 14 cards, but okay, so we got Shoju heading in. Big old Shoju. 7 to currently 6, sorry. Lots of options probably, though, to equalize this. So we'll see what Acecase wants to invest in stopping this Void Ring. Shoju's, is he going to bow, or is he just going to, I mean, if he takes the dishonor, he's just going to lose the conflict. So I would imagine this is a bow. Good old for shame. Cheapest bow in the game. Oh no, he doesn't. He opts to instead to take it and then use Associate Illusionist. Okay. The last of his fate. At least tease out another card if Acecase wants to win this one. Yeah, the let goes are a bit of a story. I'm not used to Scorpion playing clouds either. There were a number of let goes. I think one of them was Earthwinged Away, used on fans and katanas and stuff, which were definitely impactful in the conflicts they were done. But getting rid of these clouds on Kachikos and Shoju's pretty big deal that those stuck. So, what options? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of options. Conflict characters, definitely. Oh, he could buy somebody straight off the Hidden Moon Dojo um, to win this conflict. He could put down a Meek Informant to tie it up and then use the loyal challenges. I don't know. Social's ability to do this, although honor is getting pretty precious. Down comes the Meek Informant. Ah, good. So we get to see what those 3 cards are. Cloud the Mind, Duty, and Find Katanas. Yeah, no real good cloud target yet. Duty can't really use in the Find Katana, so there's nothing for him to win the conflict. In fact, yep, 1 honor is given away to give the +1 in Courtier Chain trait to Soshi Ayui, and that wins the conflict for the defense. Okay, so boards are going to clear. Still pretty substantial board and fate advantage. For Acecase, we have Shoju facing down, Miyako with a sword, Poke Miyako, the Soshi and the Loyal Challenger on the other side. Honor has turned to 2/2. I mean, a Palace and Favor would be really good for Zelo here because then he doesn't have any Censures in hand, we know that. So his other 2 Censures are somewhere in his 12 cards. Just something to get him to play that Duty would be helpful. So let's see how things pop up. Four cards in conflict for yeah, so that's another reason. Oh, the dojo. We have dojo equity and a Fawning Diplomat. Now, Fawning Diplomat is obviously not on the dojo side, so he won't get to play that if he just wants to take his sweet dojo pass money here, because Acecase certainly will. Interesting question. Do you pop out the Diplomat? You do, according to Zelo. Yeah. Oh, and there's a duplicate used on the other side. So, you do still get your dojo money. Oh, no, Shoju gets... Oh, you can't... Oh, sorry, maybe I'm... Are you not able to duplicate off the dojo? Nope, you're right. Sorry, no, I'm right. Other side of my brain is right. that thought why he wouldn't do that, yes. So we see double duplicates. We see Acecase get the pass fate again, and off we go. But I guess keeping Shoujo around, pretty important. One bids, no surprise. Okay, so Fire Ring's the only one with cash on it. Honoring Shoju would be nice, or even dishonoring, like say this little challenging that's going away. Although you really need kind of a way to do 2 honor this turn. Taking him down to 1 so you can use his box against you, probably not preferable. Fate looking pretty good for Zelo to try to equalize that somehow at this point. So we'll see what trickery the Scorpion can come up with. No, air ring, okay. So he has to defend it at the very least. Let's see. Air ring attack with who? Shoju. Okay, so he's serious about it. He's serious about the win. Oh, and there's another Soshi IE on the pilgrimage. So, you know, a little bit of bad luck with the dojo, but getting it that early is definitely a good look for Acecase. Okay, so back into Manicure Garden. Nope, maybe not. Maybe he wants to see fabulous new places. Oh, pilgrimage with air. And Earth Ring. Is this, I guess he's just saying you don't want this to go unopposed? Oh, Miyako could come in off the dojo. So yes, he is threatening potential break. But then again, the other dojo could be used on Acecase's side to prevent that sort of threat of a break. I don't know. What does chat think about that? I mean, your opponent going to 16 fate because you're attacking Manicured doesn't seem like enough of a reason to go to Pilgrimage. But maybe there's plans here. Okay, we see dojo flip up a Takeo, who's the, you know, if somebody's dishonored, then you can move characters into or out of. Could be, I suppose, he just wanted to take the ring off the table. To say, I don't want air ring being claimed by anyone. Sorry, activated by anyone this round. So let's go into the quote-unquote safest province to take this off, which is Pilgrimage. Takeo gets purchased with 2 fate because he is safe from any assassinations. Because that was a character, Miyako was activated, and there goes the duty. So it's going to be awfully hard to play, but now it's just gone. Now you don't have to worry about that. Trying to get that played. And that conflict's won by the defender. Defending player, Scorpion player, Acecase. See what the counter swing will be. So fire, I mean, Shoju's a 2 glory character, yeah. So fire is looking pretty juicy, or you could just go kind of for the throat in a way and do the Fawning Diplomat. Attacking the dojo makes sense. You want to get that off the board. Attacking it militarily because that's where you're relatively stronger. Hit Seeker Cash. Pretty good, pretty welcome for the 3-card hand of Zelos. See what he can come up with to counter this. So right now, Soshi cannot be played into conflicts, so, and there's no favorable grounds, so a bonsai or a sword could pump this. We've seen 2 bonsais of 3, I believe, have been played. So there's still another bonsai potential here. And obviously taking the unopposed would be, well, you could use, no, then we just have a box trade and you'd have a dishonored Fawning Diplomat ready to leave play. So kind of tough. Of course, you have your own hidden mode dojo. It's military, so you could put your own Miyako in, which has, you know, side benefits as we've seen of either dishonoring a character or getting rid of a card In this case, I would think Acecase would opt for the card. He does have 14 to spare. Some of them got to be dead. And if anybody does manage to get dishonored, Takeo can just leave this conflict. So I suppose when Miyako comes in, he could dishonor Takeo, and who's not going to leave for a while, and then just leave with Takeo, or move somebody in to win even harder. Interesting. Yeah, Takeo, pretty slick there. Let's see what he opts to do. Yeah, he dishonors Takeo, which allows Takeo to turn on his abilities. So, take that, Miyako. Okay, we see a bonsai. Will he kick it? Nope, just for the win. See, did he fetch anything off hidden cache that's very useful? Not in this conflict, anyway. Yep, that's one. Who are we honoring or dishonoring here? Shows you. Okay, so it goes for the quote-unquote longer-term plan. It doesn't go for the Flying Diplomat to sap away that honor. Just goes for a weaker Shoju. It's probably, yeah, could probably be fairly easily defended here. But of course, if Shoju attacks, I guess the Bushi Lyre can be bought to defend. So you can attack with Shoju and then use the dojo to buy the Lyre for defense, or you can just buy the Lyre for an attack, or you just hang out. I guess there's no fate on rings or anything, and Acecase's board is kind of, if he doesn't want you to win, you're not going to. So why give the Manicure Garden fate, or force yourself to have to buy a character on defense. Okay, so Void Attack, yeah, wants to get that Shoju off the board. Still a chunky 5 political, even dishonored. So Shoju's losing by 2 at this point. I mean, the dojo can be used to buy the Lyre and possibly other things, to take this more into a wind. Of course, Zelo is in the tough position of just having to sort of claw back tiny bits of incremental advantage for quite a while here to try to equalize this game, but uses court games, try to honor up Shoju, which would still make it a tie, but it does protect him against the third for shame. I believe there's one left. There's 1 for shame used, 2 for shames used. Yeah, there's a third for shame. So, or did I miss one? No, all 3 have been used, so you didn't really have to worry about that. But honoring your Shoju is not a terrible thing. We see Kachiko. We see Kachiko come down with 2. I suppose there's not that much longer in the game, but 5 costers with 2 hurts a tower player like myself. But I suppose when you got dojo and you can just keep buying characters with all that cash, it makes sense. Breaking plus. Oh no, Shoujo. If somehow Shoujo's. Oh no, now Kachiko's got the fan. Oh, watch out, Kachiko's got a fan. So it could be looking at it unopposed here. Which in that case, dishonoring the fanning diplomat looks pretty good, but then you might not be able to push out Shoju. So Shoju sent home packing, which means that the dojo will not be with us long. It'll go, and there'll be a unopposed loss of honor here. I mean, the Lyre could come in to get a fate and prevent the unopposed. I'm sure that's maybe what Zelo's thinking about. No, he passes. Box is used, 2-2. Which, so I suppose that unopposed in the end, it really, because the box wasn't going to be used anyway, kind of amounts to just taking away an honor away from Acecase. The strangeness of the Scorpion Mirror. I don't know, chat-wise, given the sort of how the boxes interact and the sort of back and forth, I don't know, is Acecase closer to a conquest victory than he is a dishonor victory at this point? He certainly has a much bigger board and a fate advantage. Maybe it's just worth just running over the last two provinces. I mean, you could do it with the rings to help you possibly dishonor victory as well, but Midnight Revels, yeah, that'd be a problem. I mean, you have to do your catch go first, and then just attack into Midnight Revels under ZeloisBack. That's what I believe is there. With your military attack with the not 5-costers. Okay, Shoju dupe. Poor man's reprieve. Gonna keep Shoju around a little bit longer in his clouded state. We see Acecase do some duping on the Takayo. And there's a Shoju dupe, and then an AI dupe. Lots of characters getting second lives here, third lives, fourth lives. Alibi Artist is purchased. Very good buy at this point, since we're solidly in the 1-bid territory, so he's doubling your hand cards this turn. Acecase passes first for last 4 rounds, I think. Alibi Artist activated. I mean, the duty's been used, so I guess Zelo could just somehow, I don't think he'd be able to pull it off, dig in till for 3, 4 more rounds, and 3 more rounds actually, to do the hard dishonor loss on the shuffle. But it does not look like he's got the board to do that, or the military prowess to win those conflicts. Plus there's Kachigo with no cloud potential here, so it's going to be pretty simple for her to get unopposed. I suppose, let's see. I mean, there's no window, if I believe. There's no action window on the unopposed heir. So I suppose you just defend with more than one character, and you can also use your favorable ground. Okay, so that's not an option for like an easy win here on the victory, but still. And if you don't get the unopposed all at once, then the Zelo can use his box to take you down to 2 and him up to 1. So a bit tricky. Miyako is triggered on putting the Alibi Artist from the dojo, so Miyako just doing a ton of work here. Fine Katana's gone, which would have been useful, I think. Well, no. I mean, Shoju you don't really want in a military conflict, even though he's your only military option, so. Water, yep. And I guess you don't necessarily want to trigger the Earth Ring if you're Acecase for your benefit. You certainly like to make your opponent discard a card, but heading in at that favorable ground province, hoping it's upholding underneath. Yeah, good call. Always, of course, getting rid of the upholding, getting rid of the favorable ground on it's usually not that difficult. Shows you in, shows you out. Interesting. Yeah, doesn't defend. What? He doesn't. Oh, is he getting favorable ground in, or I not quite sure. If you want this to break, wouldn't you want to defend and pull out? But oh, the sneak comes in. Okay, so he does want to defend in a manner of speaking. Yeah, for me at least, as a player, defending upholding authority always just feels it's one of the worst feelings in the game having to defend it. It's not its job. I'm pretty solidly switched to vassal fields. I know upholding authority is great, but been Shinju ambushed enough to to be off upholding authority, and it's only gonna get worse next week. Oh, now the fable was used. Okay, so sneak in. Okay, a little elaborate, but got the job done. Getting upholding authority broken. Of course, we got away the Scorpion on the sneak, so honor dripping away quicker. Oh, but this is a two, so this is just a box trade. Ah, sorry, I was under the false impression in my mind that somehow this was going to be an advantage, some kind of advantage for Zelo, but it's not. Oh, we used Takao uses his ability to not break upholding authority, so there you go. Got he grabbed the fate basically, ran in and out. Takao, hey, Takao's ability is doing more than I, gave it credit for here. It's been pretty useful in two conflicts. So it passes. There are other conflict characters available to Acecase if he wants to win this and not break. I mean, he could drop down any manner of things that have some military strength, and then get a bow out of it, and then unopposed. Nope, chose not to. Yeah, I agree, Box. Acecase has been in an advantageous position for a while, but as someone who has frequently punted their comp games myself, I understand his caution of like, how am I going to lose this? I don't want to lose this from this position. I got to make sure that my honor is in such a place that there's isn't a surprise honor loss. But who knows? Maybe that sort of cautiousness will end up sort of being self-fulfilling or not. But yeah, I guess he's just been very careful with defense mostly, as opposed to pushing in to break provinces or pushing in on the rings to get dishonor. Yep, we see a heavy defense win. So Kachigo, I mean, she knows the other province is. I should also know what the other province is too. So Midnight Revels is under the box in all likelihood. So I think yeah. Well, she knows the other one's Meditations, I'm pretty sure. So in that case, that's not where you want to send Kachigo. But you also don't want to send her to Upholding either, because you Takao it out from breaking that. So, okay, we have the Fire Ring. Okay, so he sends in a non-breaker to. Of course, sensors are live as well, so Kachigo. I mean, I don't think it's even possible for both sensors to be in the hand since we last seen it for Zelo, but I mean, maybe the Fate Worsen doesn't go off. Okay, so censure-wise, we have 0 played, as I remember correctly. 1 was discarded at random for Zelo. He's not had the favor that often, twice I think, two rounds. 4 Gidik, we've seen 1, I believe 1. Yeah, it's 1 for Gidik. So we have 2 possible live ones in all likelihood in the hand for Acecase, and we have 2 possible censures. Although we've seen the hand, I don't think he's drawn enough for us to have found both. Maybe, small, tiny chance of having up to 2 censures in Zelo's hand. No 4G dicks for Zelo. He's on a Fate Worse Than Death. Cunning Magistrate comes down. Just for stats, but it's not. Oh, Sinister Soshi pops out from the dojo. Poof, here I am. I think this may be the third Soshi that Acecase has played this game. Certainly it's the third one that's been on the field, maybe the fourth. Which is looking like a pretty good chance of winning this conflict. Taking it to a win. Yep, Bushi Liar gets pumped down. And then the Dishonor can go on, or maybe off somebody, but let's see what he does with this fire ring. Honor is Yasumako, so he values not losing the honor on his side, Acecase's side. Re-honors his character. Okay, so we got Shoju, political Shoju, who, if he chooses to attack, can just get sent back home by Kachiko. So, I mean, you could just, let's see, because standing Shoju is not going to get you the favor or anything. You can just grab the fate off the Earth Ring, go straight into Pilgrimage and say, oh well. Oh well, Kachiko. Send me home. They could have the little, story-wise tete-a-tete about things. And Shoju could somehow come out of it with a fate. Yeah. Oh, he's going to test and see what the dojo is. Seems dangerous when you're not going to win. It's secret cache. Which I guess is not that useful for Acecase in this situation. I don't even think he wants to trigger that. But just get secret fate, so everyone gets a fate then out of this, I guess. Shoju, go home, Shoju. And that'll be the end of that. Okay. So no provinces broken that turn for Acecase. He certainly has the board again to just burst and do it. But at this point, let's see. Draw one, draw one. Yeah, okay, he's got 3 rounds. I mean, 2 full rounds and then the third draw before Acecase loses on the reshuffle. Barring getting, I guess he could get 2 air rings if he wanted to over the next 2 rounds and kind of, no, because then the Zelo's box would be on to steal that armor on her back. So, yep, I think sometime in the next 2 rounds, Acecase he's either got her dishonor or break the stronghold. So we have a Goblin Sneak going away, which will drop down to 1 honor. So Acecase has got to suck off 1 honor somewhere here without allowing Zelo to get any back, because his box is also alive. So they can just trade that and they're equal. Soshi comes out. Soshi number 5, I think. Hidden Moon Dojo. Oh, buys the left side Court Novice because he doesn't really need the money with all these cheap characters. So many cheapies. Not very useful Mystic. But, sure, get rid of Fan. Why not? It's a body. You have 8 fate. Spend it on something. Fortunately, you can't spend it on your Fate Worse Than Death you might have in hand. Storehouse equalizes cards a little bit. I mean, it was up to 10 at one point for Acecase bonus. Now it's 5. Yeah, Court Novice. I know he was in a lot of decks for a while, but then he kind of fell out of favor. But, decent enough 1/1 Courtier body. Can't go too far wrong. Oh, can remove Cloud. Thank you, yeah. You're right. Removing the Cloud. Much better use than removing the Fan. See, that I don't have the smarts. I don't have the big brains to play Scorpion. I like the Smash thing with all my attachments. Yep, Cloud goes down on Ketchigo. Oh, and Mystic, not only that, not only for just getting rid of fans incorrectly, it's also for enabling your clouds, which makes a lot of sense. I do think there are any number of let goes available. Yes, all 3 let goes are available for Acecase. So, don't think that cloud's going to stick, but good try. Do something with that cloud, I guess. We had the dead card exchange there for players. And let's see. So, the attack. I mean, he's got little military poke guys he could do to take dangerous rings off the table. Or just get a fate, which I don't think is that important right now. So you could say like military air, military fire, something that might make you lose. I mean, you can't take both of them off at once. It's kind of the problem, but so we see, yeah, it's the directly dangerous one. Of course, your opponent winning air. Let's see. So if they win air and they take a fate from you, I mean an honor from you, you can use your box and they can't answer. It's kind of like the fire is sort of the more dangerous one. Yeah, so he takes off the fire. Yeah, you can farm cash, yeah. Yeah, see the old secret cash farming. You've seen it here. See, that's what you come to Discord League top 4 for. Crazy plays like this. I expect, yeah, getting a 3-cost character to defend the 2-cost character is all Zelo wanted for this, so he can pass it. Of course, now, let's see. So, what do you do if you're Acecase? I assume this conflict's not going to go anywhere. So at that point, let's see. You can't assassinate. I don't think you can get unopposed going back the other way. So you can get a ring you want to win, which is a lot of them. There's some decent stuff there. I mean, you want to win, sure, Earth Ring. No, you definitely don't want to ring Earth Ring. What am I saying? You want to ring Air Ring, but I think then the whole box inequity, the way it works, it's not really going to get you ahead to win Air Ring. You can win Void Ring, which is pretty good, and get the Shouju off a little bit earlier, but you're not going to get the honor loss you're probably looking for there. Let's see, go air. So that's an option. Trade box to get the other player down to 1. Yeah, that makes sense because he lost to the. Yep, that makes total sense. I always need somebody else to spell these kind of Scorpion box things out for me here. Wow, keeping back a pretty hefty defense, but I guess this is catch go with a fan, not to be trifled with. I mean, instead of just losing outright, well, you could have a conflict character. I mean, you got a double block here, right? Maybe you have enough pumps for your Shouju. Shouju's not going to go home here. I mean, you could Soshi, but then the other Soshi's just going to Soshi. Conflict character. I guess skirts around that, but let's see. I don't think there's any conflict court. Oh, yeah, there's a collector. So, but there's only 1 for shame has been used, 2 for shames have been used. So you can't even. And Ketchigo, yeah, just send away any conflict character. Well, if he sends away Soju, I'm just thinking about maybe dropping a collector and then some 4 shames to win this, but seems unlikely. Duties, no duties left. LGB. The 1 duty was played by Acecase successfully. The other duty was discarded by an Earth Ring. Sacrifices for the ornate fan. See, I'm prophetic in my mistaken lines of play. I guess in this case, it does make more sense to sacrifice it for the for the fan, because then your Shoju gets to stay in the conflict. We see a manipulator come out from the dojo. Oh yeah, that's right. There's tons of political skill coming off this dojo. So, Hidden Moon Dojo, pretty good. Yep. Wins the air ring. Takes the thing. No, see. Oh, that's why, yeah. Because you go up to 3 when you do this. So now the boxes don't actually trade. I knew there was something where that wasn't quite going to work. Because to use the air ring to steal the fate, you actually have to take it. You can't just steal it and throw it out the window. So now Zelo will be down to 1 fate. There's no conflicts left. 1 honor. So he's kind of at this. If he can survive 1 more round, he'll win off the shuffle. That will be very difficult, but it's possible. Oh, sorry. No, I didn't. I'm foolish. Sorry, I've lost track of things here in the later rounds. I thought it was first player was Acecase, but it's not. So yeah, barring a conflict character here, this things are over. And it depending on what kind of conflict character. Oh no, there's no conflict character. I was gonna say even then, the way the Scorpion might make things over anyway. Okay, so there we go. That'll be the final honor. Yeah, Nick's unfortunately the duty got discarded. Oh no, there's the conflict character with 2 fate. Aha, he's thinking far ahead. He's like, yeah, I know this is a void ring, and I know there's ways of the scorpions, so this is what I got to do. Plays ways of the scorpion, which I don't know. Do you want to play the way of the scorpion here? Because now upholding authority is breaking. I suppose that gives you the option to win by. Yeah, that's true. You want to break upholding authority, even if it's going to cost some cards, because should you not be able to dishonor this turn, you want to be able to break the stronghold next turn. And since you're voiding Shoju, it gives you a pretty big board advantage. Yeah, I think that's the option here. That's weird. So I don't know. I thought this would be dishonor. I usually see dishonor in these mirrors for sure, but nope. Opting to pivot at the last moment. Okay, so Acecase. It's got some, yep, as we thought, some pretty dead cards. You can't play Assassination. Calling a favor is not particularly useful. I guess get a cloud off. Cunning Magistrate, quite useful. 4 G-Dix, quite useful. That goes for that cloud. Fine Katana. Yogi Kukuyo, very not useful, or just as a 2/2 body, I guess, a very expensive one. There goes the 4 G-Dix. So we are down all the 4 G-Dix, but there's no duty anyway, but still. Yeah, that was turned out to be, in the end, be a very unfortunate Earth Ring. Favor. Acecase takes the favor. Oh, because he has enough standing glory. Okay. To just edge it out. Okay. Soshi and Tetsu Wander versus, crazy Scorpion army on the other side. Wait, did anyone catch? I don't think he did. Could during that whole kind of back and forth, could Soshi been used to tank an honor so that Zelo couldn't use his box, and then the air ring, then he could have won? Yeah, I guess that's easy to forget. Aoi is very subtle. A small effect you don't always use. I mean, it's kind of like embarrassment of riches. Oh, I didn't think of this particular sort of strange action to win last turn with my big board. I guess I'll just have to do it this turn the harder way. But yeah, it's a lot going on in L5R, as some people have observed. See, one of my major problems would be is I could not get my eyes off the 2 fade on the water ring. So even though the win would be the air ring, for some reason my hand would grab the water ring, and because hey, you can bow a social illusionist with it. When I did my attack, I edited at GNK or Stronghold event just the other day. That's what I did. All I had to do was win the air ring, and I decided to take Void with a fade on it because hey, Void with a fade on it. Why wouldn't you? And ended up losing that game. Okay, so we see the Shadow Stepper purchased. Obviously not a useful ability at this point. Dojo does not get a very good flop around it. Sure, when it uses some holdings, it can get things. We see a Social Illusionist bought with 2, so not very big buys this turn. Still big stockpiles of Fate all the way around. All the 4 GGs are gone, so the Fate Worse than Death, of which there's still 2 left in, I believe, 2 left in potentially for Zelo, is live, and he can use it on somebody. So that would be the second dishonored character going away. So if somehow the defense is here, although, as we've talked about, Acecase has to win this turn or is dishonoring for all kinds of reasons, and that's the world's just like most unwelcome Imperial Storehouse right now. I guess they're protecting the Manicure Garden, but yeah, the winner of this game, it's looking like Acecase, but who knows, gets to go on to play either LGB playing Phoenix or Nomadic playing Unicorn. I mean, I like LGB and all. He's had some fun games against him, but you know, Phoenix, boo. Let's see some Unicorn action for a cup win, even before their clan pack. Okay, so back to the action. Oh, what? Oh, he's attacking. Okay, so he's gonna win the air. Oh, I guess he could win the air or the fire rings, so that's fine. Huh? But he does take the 2 fade off the water ring to go in for a Midnight Revels attack. Which means that the somebody on Acecase's side can be bowed. I mean, I guess Takao can just come out, and then you're in a super high chance of winning the fire or air ring, whatever your opponent doesn't take off the board. But, okay, 15 fate. All right, that's a lot. I explained why water bucks the bucks. When you're a mediocre player like myself, you see the fate, you see the 2 fate. You go, that's a 4 fate swing if I take that water ring. I can't like give I gotta go for that 4 fate swing. Got some box trade. If only the Shadow Shaper could have got his ability in, like right in the middle there. Wow, there was no conflict players played. Okay, played. Hidden Moon Dojo gets another Shadow Shaper. Soshi Shadow Shaper potentially. Could buy it with 13 Fate. I mean, Hayes did play a crab last season, Acecase. Maybe it's rubbed off a little too hard on him. And certainly as someone who's played a lot of crab, I mean, you just keep playing not to lose, and then all of a sudden you win. You don't know how, but you did. So that's cool, right? So maybe crab's something you just can't leave behind. You just can't quit crab. Oh, but he's getting it up to breaking on the military. Well, he certainly has a ton of hand size, and he's got the dojo to back this up and a favorable ground. So Kikuyo comes down. I mean, you can just muscle this breakout, really. I think we saw Goblin Sneak wait. I mean, there's still a potential fate worse than death waiting. In Zelos' hand, he uses Fable Ground to send in his own Shadow Stepper, so it's not breaking anymore. 3 to 6. So we need 2 more skill. So the Fable Ground could send in OE, who could lose an honor. Dangerous at this point, but could. And that would put him in a breaking position. We see... Takao sends himself home. Okay, so I guess he's abandoning this conflict. So Soshi's already been used. So I guess, yeah, he could take the win. He can bow the liar, which, leaves basically only 1 character left for the illusionist. So he can't make it an attack. He can only make it a defense, etc., etc. I mean, still definitely heavily tilted in Acecase's favor, but it's taken a little longer than people thought it would. Does he win if he air attacks? Because what about fire? Can't he just fire any character, any no-fate character on the way back? I mean, obviously... Oh, he's first. He's not first. Ooh. No, there's only one. There's only one Dishonored character on Acecase's side. So even if he loses his first, as long as there is... Fire or Void, I think, kills Zelo on the crackback. Yeah, I think it's fire that's the problem. You're right. I think he needs to deny both air and fire to not lose. So maybe he's got... Oh, no, he's got a Social Illusionist. Huh. I missed that. Yeah. But how is he going to attack with not having an unopposed? He needs a, he needs a conflict character. Oh, man. Lots of things going on. Because, yeah, the illusionist can deal with the dishonor status token. Because Way of the Scorpion is only during conflicts, right? Yes. Yeah. So a Void on the Tattoo Wanderer won't help. Okay, he's denying the air ring. I mean, obviously, he's not going to... Pretty big... Well, he has to defend. He can't let him win this here. Court Novice, what's the Court Novice on water? Okay, so the Court Novice is 3, so he can attack back with 6 political too. I mean, I think, and he's got the Shadow Stepper coming off. I mean, this Revels might break. I mean, pretty easily, right? 2, 5, 7, 7 attack political. I don't know what's going to really stand up against that. Fate Worse Than Death is still on, yeah. The forges are all gone. All 2 of the forges were upholding authority, and 1 forge was played before. Second farm of still deciding on defenders is a tricky one. I mean, so you could use. I mean, yeah. Okay, pretty big defense with like all the political characters. I mean, you have 1 political, 4 political. Okay, 4 political and 2 off the... So you still have enough to buy on board. Still have enough to break Zelo's City of the Open Hand on board, even with this defense. So he's not taking any chances on this defense. That shuts down that conflict. So... Okay, so yeah, I think we've talked it through that the Fire Ring does not win this because of the Socio-Illusionist. But there might be another 3rd Cloud of the Mind. 1, 2... Yeah, there's a 3rd Cloud of the Mind, and then no Let Goes left, and no Maya Mystics. So he could Fire Ring and Cloud the Mind on the Social Illusionist. That's another option. And yeah, breaking, obviously, just a lot more straightforward. He's got a Fable Ground to just eject 2 if he wants, so he's first player, so there's no point. Yeah, just breaking is a more straightforward thing, but he could, yeah, he could void this Tattoo Wanderer and Cloud the Sociologist too. That's another way. Dying to your own Shadow Shaper, yeah. I think so. I think it's definitely. Can you even do that? Nobody's entered play. Bummer. I think Void box. I think Void is the same as Fire, because the Tattoo Wanderer is already dishonored. Fate worse than death. Pounds that Sociolunus back, and now he can't take off his tokens. But still an issue. Still an unopposed issue here with one honor. Zelos gives the GG. So he just wanted to put somebody in the prison with the bees there before the end of the game. But yeah, kind of a head scratchers instead of the end. But it was a long game. Well played by both opponents. Yeah, the one of holdings just really tough on Zelo. Just came up from the time, especially when you're the one who has the censures and the palace shows up on your. HMD is dumb. Yes, these Scorpion players admit it to themselves in their own little cabal. Well, thanks everybody for watching and for commentating for your comments. They were very helpful and insightful to me. Hopefully you enjoyed the game. And yeah, and it looks like congratulations to Acecase. Well, congratulations to Zelo as well for making top 4. That's no small feat. But Acecase to move on to either play LGB or Unicorn being played by Nomadic. So looking forward to that game as well. Bye, everyone.